You know, the border between Canada and the U.S. finally reopens to non-essential travel next month. But if you need your fix of Canada before then, you have to check out Ron James's new memoir. He's a hilarious comedian from Canada who details his career in comedy and tales from the road. I got to imagine it cannot have been easy being a comedian during the pandemic. Live performances disappeared. Did you actually do streaming shows?
I did, from a living room right here. Yeah,
Wow.
I used to have the New Year's slot, the national broadcaster here. And so we get about 1.5 million viewers every New Year's Eve. But I do a new 1 hour special every year. But we just set up the cameras in this room I'm sitting in now. And I'll tell you, it was different, right? Because you're not hearing laughs. You're not hearing the achievement, right? Absolutely. I mean, a guy telling jokes to a room full of people is a comedian. A guy telling jokes to the four walls is Rupert Pupkin in his mother's basement. Ma, I'm practicing. Ma. And it was kind of like I was in a space capsule orbiting the Nebulon galaxy, sending material back to Earth because I didn't hear anything.
Right.
But after a while, you know, I was watching Colbert, I was watching the late night guys, Kimmel, broadcasting from their homes or their libraries. And I thought, okay, they're taking space, leaving space for the joke because they've written it. They've talked to their writers. And, you know, if I ran it by my buddies who I wrote the specials with and we were laughing, I thought, okay, the audience is going to get it. So I mixed some best of stuff in there with contemporary observations on the struggle during the pandemic. I mean, I don't think anybody's ever going to forget the first time we saw a couple of seniors fighting over toilet paper at Costco. I mean, it was nuts. I mean, in the beginning, you'd think that the cure for COVID was Cottonelle. So there were these signposts along the way where our psychic paradigm had entirely shifted. Mm-hmm. And everybody's making sourdough and locked down and hadn't had a haircut for 4 months. I looked like one of those Romanian wolf boys that shows up on a farmer's porch, half naked and filthy, chewing on a squirrel.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Oh. And hair. It's like, whoa, just let it go. Let it just go.
Your book, All Over the Map, has so many funny stories about life on the road in Canada. Yeah. Give us a little bit of a preview.
Well, look, if you'll pardon the metaphor, if you're going to string your trap line across the second greatest national landmass on earth, you're not bouncing from club to club, but you got to cover a great landmass. And I was stuck in blizzards a Yeti wouldn't wander, where in the Rockies in the wintertime, where a 3-lane road became a snow-crusted goat path, a Taliban refugee with a winning lottery ticket wouldn't cross. Or around the frozen lip of Lake Superior that Longfellow called Gitche Gumi, and logging trucks are threatening to bounce you into the afterlife as their ass end swings into your lane. You guys know all about that in the Pacific Northwest. But there was something magical about it too. There was a holy note that was singing in the big wide open. And the book celebrates people in place and those folks who opened a window on their world for me, from Indigenous peoples in Canada's north when I was traveling, kayaking the tundra with my 15-year-old daughter during a summer vacation, and or adventures in British Columbia, just north of you. And it also speaks at great length about the 3 years I spent in Los Angeles in an earlier incarnation chasing the sitcom dream. Which sired my Canadian one. I was an actor for 17 years, and we went down to do a series for Ronnie Howard's company that we created at Second City in Toronto. That's where I started, the proving ground for everyone who was anyone in North American comedy for 50 years, right?
Yeah.
And everyone from John Candy to Mike Myers, Alan Arkin, Tina Fey, you name it.
Yeah. Which people I don't think realize that Canada has given birth to so many great talents in that sense.
Well, there was a great deal of cross-pollination with that company because Chicago was the mother ship and Toronto was the satellite.
We're about out of time, but I just want to ask you before we let you go, your book, beautiful in how it translates all this. It has a very beautiful message that life is about the journey, not the destination. Share that with us briefly.
Well, it's what Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss. And it's the first step across the threshold into a wider world of wonders that will take you there. And if you celebrate the journey, not the grail at the end of the trail, not fame and fortune, as Billy Connolly said to me at Just for Laughs in Montreal. Just sing your song, and a wider world of wonders will give you boons you weren't expecting.
Wow.
And that's why I'm talking to you today. It was, it just continues to be a marvelous adventure, COVID or not.
Thank you, Ron, so much for your time and for your wonderful
Thank you.
stories and for all the laughs.
I'll come there and fish some halibut pretty soon.
Come on, just for the halibut.